Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are going to walk you through the Duty 1 assignment clause 4 statement. The lovely Terry is going to take you through a statement that she has created to give you an overview of what we would be looking for you to present within your homework assignment and talking you through each of the standards within clause 4. So I'm going to hand you over to Terry now, and she's going to take that away.
Hi, so when I did mine, I actually put the scope into 4.1. You will see further down on another one of the sub-clauses that it does talk about your scope again, but I've already put it here, so I just relate back to it. But I'll show you again when we get there. So clause 4.0 is the context of your organisation. 4.1 relates to who you are and what you do as a company or an organisation. And so in your scope, which usually is your tagline on your website, which is where I've taken this information from, it will tell you in great detail, but just in a few lines, exactly what the purpose of your company and or organisation is. So for me, the Simplast Group is an international standard setter for advanced rotational moulding of plastics. We have been operating since 1973. We have an headquarters in Monza, which is in northern Italy. We do employ over 400 people just in that one factory alone. But we do have two other production sites, one being in the UK, which is quite new where I work, and one in India. Simplast Group produces a wide variation of materials, so it's mainly plastics, but we do a lot for the public services, post boxes, benches that you see in the streets. It's really innovative. The Simplast Group products serve a wide variety of sectors: automotive, agricultural machinery, industrial cleaning machines, products for the hospitals, industrial and ecological sectors, and urban and street furniture, which is the benches that I just mentioned. And basically our tagline on our website is that one technology, numerous applications. I mean, it is really, really innovative. So I just included here a little organisation chart because we're talking about the context of my organisation. So it is important for you to understand how that operates. So the Lorenzen family, it is a family-owned company. So obviously they're at the top of our organisation. The key for them is profitability, obviously, and sustaining a company that will last throughout recessions, Brexit, etc. Underneath them, we have a UK director who works solely in line with our production manager. He's actually an Italian man, so he has all the experience. That's why they're on the same level. Underneath them directly is the operations manager, which is myself. I have an office assistant, and we also have a quality officer. We put him in the bracket of production, however, he does work with the office as well. And then we have 10 assembly staff and 10 moulding staff. Please remember that we are only just 2 years old, so it's quite a small company, but we do turn over £8 million every year just in the UK alone. It's actually an €80 million turnover company so far to date. So the next part of the clause is, what are our business objectives? Sorry, I lost my flow there. So basically, as a company, we aim to operate at 0.8% scrap rate with 100% return rate from customers, which we do currently meet, believe it or not. We do monitor all scrap using KPIs and analyse all data that comes in, but you'll see that further on in the clauses. We're expected to meet 90% on-time delivery with less than 10% return on goods rates. And again, we do meet that currently, and hopefully that never changes. We measure this by using a QMS system. Now, our QMS system is run and managed with the help of an external consultant to enable us to meet our targets and address any issues immediately that arise. It's really important that we get that external consultant in so that when we have our external audits, we are on a good footing already for that. And, you know, we're more than likely going to come out with no non-conformities. At the very worst, we get observations. So we currently hold an ISO 9001 and will shortly be accredited for an IATF 16949. It's something specific to our industry. So as a company, you should be aware of factors that could impact the organisation not being able to provide the services and or products as described in clause 4.1. A good way to do this is to analyse data via a SWOT attached or a steeple. Now, I will just tell you, because I'm recording this live, That says date. It should say data, and I apologise about that. But yeah, it should say data, obviously. I've put my SWOT on here. However, as part of your homework, you will have done a SWOT and a steeple anyway. You're welcome to just clip them into yours as well. It's just a great way to analyse your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. So 4.2 is understanding the needs and expectations of our interested parties. And when we say that, we're not just talking about our customers, we're talking about internal parties as well. So your employees, how can you make them happy? So I've just done a little table, the brief ones. I could go into great depth, but it's just asking me if I understand it, and I need to prove that I do. So for me, a customer is an external party, sorry, and they want a good product at a low price. They also want me to supply it on time. If I can't give them what they want when they want it, what is the point when there's so much competition there? So that has to be a priority, and I need to understand that. An employee is an internal party, and they want a good wage from me. They want to be paid on time. Obviously, they've got bills. We've all got direct debits. And they want training and progression offered. So they want to know that I value them. Because if I don't value them, they can go to another employer that definitely does. And in England in particular, the market for new jobs at the moment is massive. They've got room to move if they need to. So managers, they want a reliable workforce. That's exactly what I need. It's maybe not what I want, but I really, really need a reliable workforce right now. I can't recruit. It's a nightmare at the moment. And financial health for the business. So I need to make sure that those people that I'm employing that want a really good wage, I can pay them. And if I'm not being profitable, I can't. It's as simple as that. Suppliers, they're my externals again, and their requirements are clear. They want to know what I want and make sure that they've got it clear. They want the right drawings. They want me to be very specific on the price that I want to pay. And once they've done all that, they want me to pay them on time. If I don't pay them on time, they're not going to work with me. And without a supplier, I haven't got a product. So as a company, we use management review meetings to ensure we're constantly aware of the changing factors or changes in the needs of our interested parties. And as I said, it's really, really important to be aware of both your internal and your external parties there. 4.3, determining the scope of your QMS. So at this stage, I should know what my business does, how it aims to do it, who my customer is, and how they're going to be impacted. Now I need to look at how I'm going to manage that. So you do that by defining your scope, which again, I did say earlier, I've done in my 4.1. So you're welcome to go back up there and have a look. And that's the scope of the business. Now, generally speaking, if you've got a consultant, they'll help you write a scope. Generally, it would be on your website anyway. For me, we have the scope on the front screen of our website. It's very clear what Simplast is about. We use our QMS system predominantly to identify key processes, determine the sequence and interactions of these processes, determine the measurements and controls that need to be in place to evaluate the processes, determine the resources required, assign responsibilities and authorities, address risk and opportunities, evaluate processes and implement the changes needed to ensure that these processes achieve the intended results, and continually improve the QMS. Now, what I will say is, at this point, it would be good to relate to processes for your own homework. As this is my homework, and I did actually hand this in when I did the course, I've kept it personal, but you could also tag your processes into there, at least one or two, so that we're aware. 4.4, QMS and its processes. So as I've just said, our company has over 50 working instructions. Working instructions are great because they're ever changing. A process needs to be structured and not change. I mean, you can review it, but a working instruction is much more flexible. And 57 active processes in place. These are constantly reviewed and altered where needed to ensure we have the building blocks to both create and maintain a great QMS. We have a consultant who assists with our auditing to ensure that we have external audits, which I've already said. And we're in great stead to walk away, hopefully, with a new certification or a revised one when the external audit does come around. So, yeah, that's my little breakdown of Clause 4.0. I hope it's helped you. But, yeah, back to you, Beth.
That was brilliant. Thanks, Terry. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
And I think, when we're looking at it, guys, keep it simple. Clause 4 is about explaining to an auditor who you are, what you do, and how you manage it, and who is interested in that process. So when you're thinking about laying out your homework, the way that Terry's done it here is absolutely fantastic, because it shows me each part of the scope of clause 4 and reviews each standard separately. And as she has said, you know, she is presenting this to you, so certain things, etc., that we have removed for data protection. But I would like to see, what are the policies that sit within your QMS? What does your QMS manage? You know, it might be that you've got a information system or a health and safety system or an environmental system. You're not actually managing a QMS. Think about the ISO you've got in your business. And if you don't have ISO within your business, think about what you would present and how you would present it if you did. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful and informative for you. Thanks for watching.